Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. And this resistance video is sponsored by a contribution from Natalia. And here's her story. Hello, Ollie. Before my story, I want to thank you for your dedication and videos. They have changed my life in a good way. I see what my family really is and that I have to break free from all of them. The borderline video with the psychedelic Pepe music on the background and the mom calling to her daughter audio hit home to me, just like my mom. But on to the story. There is this woman priest of a Christian church. It's some kind of subclass church in Northern Europe that has been a member of one of the leaders. And one of the leaders. Let's call her the Snake. Our family was part of that church in some ways also. Our cats were afraid of her. Every time she came to visit, cats run into other rooms or out the door as fast as they could. There must be some evil in her spirit to make cats act like that. I've talked about this. I've seen cats act like that. I've seen my cat, Sheba, act like that, where she would viciously attack Virginia, viciously attack my one aunt, and viciously attack my mother. Like, she just knew it. She just knew. But she went after no one like she would go after Virginia, the source of my family. Like, was she vicious with her. Attack her every time she saw her. Attack. They never acted like that with anyone else. She is highly educated, respected, and has a lot of religious friends. She's now around 80 or something like that. But when this event took place, she was around 60 years old, never married, no kids, and a woman priest. She did missionary trips to one African country all of her life. Oh, what a saint Snake. We were visiting our parents' friends far from home. This Snake had lived in that house previously with two other women in the middle of the forest by a beautiful lake. The house was a family house, one of them. The house was a family house of one of them. It was a midsummer evening, just a normal day after dinner. There were kids with me and my brother, and we were playing upstairs and the adults were downstairs. We were just goofing around and having fun. I remember it was hot and humid that day. It was a small room with two big sofas. It was an adult's house, so there was nothing much to play around with. The Snake came upstairs to see what we were doing. The Snake just smiled. The other woman came to see what was going on as well. The Snake then said to the other woman to get the camera. The other woman didn't want to, but the Snake just said to do it. She came back with the camera and took pics of us kids. Just normal pics at first. Then the Snake told us to take off our clothes. We were like no and ignored the Snake. Then the Snake started taking clothes off from the other girls. She knew them better and those kids trusted her. The two girls were around 3 and 6 years old. I was 6 and brother was 7, and the other boy was 7 also. The Snake started to take off the clothes of the 3-year-old girl and left only her undies on. Then the Snake pursued her sister, who was 6 years old, to take off her clothes. She was a very shy and timid person, a very gentle person, and didn't want to do that. I think I took my clothes off myself because I didn't want to be touched by the Snake like she did the other girls. And my brother took his clothes off himself as well. The other boy was mentally stronger and fought the woman. He was the bully in the family, and he bullied her sister daily. He was physically violent, hitting furniture and picking up fights. I think the Snake was afraid of him a little bit. But eventually this big snake of a woman who looked like a man with her big jaws managed to pull off the boy's t-shirt just by pure force. It was a fight. He wasn't happy. The Snake was a big woman like 170 plus. Then the other woman took the picture of us on the sofa. The other boy didn't want to be in the pic, so the other woman said something to the boy, and he came to the pic with the rest of the kids. It was strange. It didn't feel normal. The Snake was standing behind us kids while we were sitting there, almost naked. It felt humiliating as I think of it now. The other woman was also single and had no kids, so that woman took the pics, and the snake put her arms around all of us and smiled this strange smile, like, look what I have caught. I didn't like her looking at us. This pic is in our family album. What? I wouldn't have remembered it otherwise. Last time I visited home, I saw that pic in a new light. Before, I didn't see anything wrong with it at all, but after I have become aware of my borderline narc mother, I see things in a new sickening light. Your videos have brought up lots of memories from childhood. This is one of those. Why my mom chose that pic from many and decided to glue that to us to see for the rest of our lives. I don't know, why did my father put my pictures of my mother in lingerie on the refrigerator and all over the house? Because they're sick individuals and they get off on it and they're sexual deviants. And though you're embarrassed by it at first, you don't realize how fucking sick and wrong it is. Your videos have brought up lots of memories from my childhood. This is one of those. Why my mom chose that pic from so many and decided to glue that to us to see for the rest of our lives. And she has, in several occasions, said how she hates that snake. But there she is posing with naked kids in their undies in our family album. The other woman didn't want to be in the pic with us. The snake said, let's take our undies off. I left from the snake's proximity as far as possible, and the boys left as well. But it was a small room and we couldn't leave because the snake was blocking the doorway. We just wanted to continue playing. The two girls left with her, and of course the youngest 3-year-old was easily persuaded as she took off her undies. We other kids were just hanging around, but didn't want to do as she said. Then the snake said to us, follow the youngest example. Look how she is so brave, and she took her undies off. You are older and you should be braver. That didn't work. The other 6-year, where are your parents when this is happening? The other 6-year-old sister tried to get away from the sofa and the woman grabbed her. I tried to help that girl get free from the snake. The girl was in a panic and started crying. The snake managed to take off her undies. Her undies were dragged on her knees. She grabbed me because I tried to come to help that girl. The youngest girl didn't understand what was going on and was just jumping on the sofa happily. I started fighting her and asked my brother to help me. She managed to grab my undies and tried to pull them down, but somehow I got free. I don't remember how. I just remember her physical power and pressure of her grab. It didn't feel like a playful grab. She was serious and started to get pissed off. She tried to hold us down and take off our undies. The whole thing was crazy. It started with normal pics and went into something crazy. The other boy wanted to go downstairs and the other woman stopped him. She was holding him from his waist, and he was grabbing on the walls to get ahead towards the stairs. He was a strong, loud boy. Then people downstairs heard all the noise and came upstairs to see what was going on. The first person was my mom. They're doing this with your parents in the house? She looked like, what the fuck is going on here? She said angrily, put your clothes on right now. She had lived with those women for a couple of years and knew them well. She didn't look surprised. She was pissed off. The two women just said they were taking pictures, and they smiled innocently to my mom and started blaming us kids for making such a noise. The other kids came upstairs but didn't say anything, just smiled and looked a bit surprised. Even he saw her undies were off. The other boy tried to tell what happened, but the snake just said he is making it all up. Then why are they all in their underwear if he's making it up? The whole situation just melted away and nothing mentioned of it after that. You really believe that? You really believe your mother didn't know what was going on? Your mother knew them. She knew what they were capable of. But of course, the picture on our album was sent by post to us, and there it is till this day on my mother's family album. The snake friends The snake's friend took lots of pics, and we only got one or two of those. Thanks for reading my story. I just had to tell this to someone because it just doesn't feel real or just imagined in my head. Even if there is proof, a pic to prove of it happening in real life. All the best to you and your wife, Natalia. What will bother me even more is that your mother would keep it in the book knowing what happened to you. She knew them. The narcissist doesn't care if you're abused. And will display it. And not only do they not care, they will display it prominently. They will display your abuse prominently. To carry on your abuse for years. They will display your abuse prominently and be proud of it. That's what you got here. So, thank you so much for your contribution, Natalia. Thank you for your story. I hope this helps. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or you just want to make a contribution to the channel in general, because this channel is sponsored 100% from contributions from all of you. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.